This was interesting timing. The Fever make a big hire, new president of basketball operations. The new one, same as the old one. They bring in Kelly Kropkov, who was the architect of the Fever for like 20 years. In fact, she was there when they won the championship in 2012 and left to become an assistant general manager for the Indiana Pacers. But when a move like this happens, it's reasonable to speculate about the job security of the general manager and the head coach. And I think that's probably where the heads of many Fever fans went. I was a little surprised it's announced in the middle of the playoffs. Maybe that's to try and quell any concerns about shakeups beyond just that top position. Look, there's a lot that goes into the Fever. When they say business operations, there's a lot to capitalize on. Obviously, you have the foundation that's in place with Caitlin Clark as a rookie, Aaliyah Boston, and then Kelsey Mitchell, who is a free agent. We'll see how that shakes out. But that foundation is in place, and obviously the business of Caitlin Clark. So that's an important aspect of it. But then there is usually when a new boss comes into town, a new head honcho, they pick their own people. Now, to be fair, it seems like Kelly has a good relationship with Lynn Dunn and Christy Sides. In fact, Lynn Dunn, the Fever GM currently, put some party emojis out when the announcement was made. So probably not an indication that she is fearing for her job. And Christy Sides was apparently vouched for by the new president when she was hired. As you can see, she reminds me of a young Lynn Dunn without all the craziness. You go into the next Hoops article there, and it basically said, she lauded Christy Sides' communication skills when she was an assistant. So we'll see how the remainder of the season shakes out. Could be one game, could be more, but it's an interesting move to say the least. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know more than I do. I mean, I've had people tell me to comment on the coaching staff all the time. And I think, it's always the easy target. The coach is always the easy target, always the first to get fired because it's the easiest move to make. And then when the team continues to struggle, what do? I mean, look at the Carolina Panthers in the NFL. Fire a coach, can't fire the next coach immediately, bench the number one pick in the draft. Like that, it's tough to just fix things by getting rid of the head coach. It usually actually doesn't work that way. But I think it does put them on notice. It does put them on notice. And I've been through a lot of reorgs in different organizations. And I will say, usually when someone new comes in, they want their people under it. Now, it seems like Dunn and Sides may be her people, and she may have that strong relationship, but it's at least worth watching. Especially, look, I mean, you don't want to put it all on one game with Christy Sides because, as I've said, I have my issues with her, but the team has improved tremendously in the midst of this season, and she's the coach. It's not fair to say, she gets all the blame when things are going poorly and none of the credit when it's going well. And Lynn Dunn's going to have pressure because she's got to re-sign Kelsey Mitchell. She's got to bolster the rest of the roster. They need a quality starting power forward. So it shouldn't come down to the final game against the Connecticut Sun. But, I don't want to say the final game against the Connecticut Sun. The elimination game against the Connecticut Sun. I want to speak the win into existence. But there's definitely going to be some pressure on the team. And I don't know if this move lessens said pressure, unless they've already talked behind the scenes.